Rope baskets. Easy and fun. Supplies that you need for rope baskets are, you need fun colored thread, you need rope, you're going to need a bobbin that has the matching fun colored thread, and you're going to need a cup. So here's a cup. I'm going to do red, which means I need a red bobbin. Please note how nice these are on the plate. They're all wound up. They need to be returned that way. Same goes for the spool. The thread needs to be wrapped nicely around it so it's not tying knots in there. And rope. So I've got rope, thread, bobbin, the same color thread, and a cup. If you want to make something fun like a watermelon, note there's 2 different colors. You are more than welcome to do different colors, but only take 1 spool of thread at a time. Return it and get the new one when you're ready for it. Please note I only have enough rope for each person to make 1, but if you wanted to bring your own rope, you can just buy cotton clothesline at basically any store and bring it. Next thing, you have a rubber band holding your rope together. Please remove the rubber band and return it. I have a basket here or other container with rubber bands, might be a plastic bag, so that I can use them again. Thank you. You're going to thread your sewing machine like normal for the rope basket, except for your spool thread will not fit on your spool pin. It kind of falls off and all that. So that's what this cup is for. You grab your thread, start pulling it off, stick the spool in the basket or cup, centering it in the cup is best, and then you just bring this over right by where the spool is. If you wish, you can slide it under that clip and thread like normal. Bobbin and bobbin case are the same as normal. You just put the bobbin in the case, looking like a 6, bring it over and under, and they should turn clockwise. You go fishing, you bring your thread up and put both of them under the take-up lever to start. To start our rope basket, we're going to change our settings by first clicking 2 to tell it to do a zigzag stitch. And then right along here, we want to increase the width of our zigzag. We want it to become nice long. Go ahead and make it as long as it can. Now you're ready to start sewing. To begin your rope basket, we're going to need a couple of pins and the end of the rope. If you're making a full-on circle, you're going to just start curling this up right here. If you want to make an oval something, you can start out like this. I suggest a circle with the amount of rope that I have for you to use. Just start curling this up. Twist it a little bit tight if you can. The tighter is, the stronger base your basket will have. Twist too tight though, it kind of slides off itself. So you're just going to keep twisting this around until you have an inch circle. Ta-da. Grab your seam gauge and measure and go, you know what, that's an inch in diameter. But as soon as I let go, it's going to fly away from me. So I need to add a couple of pins to kind of stabilize this when I get started. Easiest way is to just come through this front edge of these folds. If you try to go through the absolute center of the rope, it becomes quite difficult. I'm going to go straight through like that. Then I like to take a second one and do the same thing coming back this way. So I got 2 lovely pins so I can let go and it still stays curled. You always want to have your rope off here on the right side when you sew a rope basket, otherwise it gets jammed up in the machine. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to aim for the center if I can. If I can do off center so I'm not going to hit either of the pins, that would be awesome. But I think I'll hit that one, so I'll remove it. I'm going to hang on to my loose threads. And I'm going to back stitch to the edge of the rope and come forward. Try to go straight. Okay, now I need to come forward. There's my pin, so I need to pull it out now. We can let go of those threads now. I'm just going to make sure this is staying snug. And I'm going to back stitch right back to the middle. It's always a good idea to make this nice and secure, so if you want to, you can back stitch all the way out to the edge again and then come back in. At this step, you cannot have too much back stitching. I'm going to sneak in here and trim these threads a little shorter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm in the center, put my needle down in, lift up my presser foot, and then I'm going to turn this so that I can go and make an X. And I'm just going to repeat by back stitching to the edge. And coming forward. Okay, if I'm in the center, I'm going to keep doing this 2 more times. At least you can go as many times as you want, but I'm going to go for 2. Last one. Okay, if I think this is secure enough, I'm going to pull it out. Nice, stable little base. I'm going to trim off these threads. So that I can begin the actual creation of my basket. So remember to always keep this off to the right. What we're going to do is right here in the center of our presser foot, there's this wonderful line. We're going to line up that line with the gap between this part of the rope and that part of the rope. And we're just going to zigzag and put them together, really. I'm going to start right about here. Hang on to my 2 threads. I'm going to do a bit of a back stitch. And I'm going to come forward. The tighter you pull on this as you go, the stiffer your basket will be. The looser it is, the more flimsy the basket. I like to kind of go for middle zone. And if you can keep your finger right in the center here and kind of just twist with your middle and thumb, it works a lot easier. But all you're doing is turning this piece while holding a tension here to go around. Okay, before it's too close to trim these off, I'm going to trim these close in there as I can get. And now I'm aiming for about a 3-inch base in diameter. Only go as fast as you can control it. If you can't control it, slow down. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm going to check my diameter, and I'm at about 2 1/4. Just a hair under 3. I'm going to do it a little bit more. Maybe until my first back stitch gets back over here. Okay, how am I looking? 3. If you wanted to, you could leave it like this and make little coasters. Just make them the right size for your cups. If you wanted to, you could keep going out and make placemats, however big of a circle you want, with the amount of rope you have. If you're ready to make a basket, we've got this lovely flat bottom. We now need to tilt it up so we can make a side. I like to tilt it up as high as I can right here, my hand wedged right here, to give it a really steep side and slope. The weaker the angle, the slower the slope. So I'm going to come right up in here, and I'm just going to keep going. You're gonna have to have it come out around here. If it gets wedged in here, it's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, the easiest way to end this is to just curl your end up in. Go right to the edge, put a back stitch, and then I like to come back and do a stitch this way. If you want to, you can come across right here. I like to go right where the actual end is. If you want to, you can even come right straight through the center there or across the end here. I feel like that's secure enough. I'm just going to call it good. Now you just need to trim off all hanging threads. And the last step is to double check and make sure you didn't miss the rope anywhere. You don't have any holes. If you have holes, you can just slide your bowl back in the machine and fix it. Looks like I did pretty good. If I had a hole right here, I'd just come back here into the machine, slide it in where I need to, back stitch, and then come forward and back stitch, and trim off all threads. So I made it almost all the way around. I need to trim these before I actually get to them. Just gonna sneak as close under there and get it. Once you have your desired base width, it's time to start building the sides of your basket. To do that, all we're going to do is we're going to tilt this up. The closer into the presser foot you tilt it, the sharper the increase, the more straight up your sides of your basket are going to be. The lower angles, it's going to flare out more. I'm going to come right in here so that my fingers are right in here, just about as close to the presser foot as I can. And I'm just going to keep it here while I go to build my sides. You're going to want to pay attention to how much of the rope you have left if you're going to change colors or do something like a watermelon rain. I think I'm to the point where I need to change colors if I'm going to do any green around the edge. Basically, it's whatever you guys decide. But I think I could probably only go around twice with what I've got. So I'm going to back stitch here so it doesn't come undone. Pull out my little basket. And before I go and change my thread or anything, I'm going to double check in here and make sure that I don't have any holes anywhere. Places where I actually missed both layers. Looks pretty good. With my machine threaded with my new thread, I'm just going to slip my bowl back in here, right where I left off, maybe slightly back over the red. I'm going to line that up there. I'm going to snag my two threads, and I'm going to hang on to them while I do a little bit of a back stitch. And then back to what I was doing. So I got this cute little basket. If I want this to actually look like a watermelon, I need to go in and put in some watermelon seeds. You're making this into whatever you want. Something cool, hopefully. If I'm going to put in some seeds, I need to add some black to my sewing machine. Okay, if I'm going to put some black seeds on here, I'm just going to strategically pick some spots and do some back stitching. My back stitches are like 1/4 inch long. So just take the basket, decide where you want your first seed, put down your presser foot, hang on to your 2 threads. You're going to back stitch. Then come forward. You can go back again if you like. Extra times makes it a darker seed. And then I'll just strategically go, you know, I want a seed here too. Once you've got all the seeds that you want, we need to clean this up a lot. I've got thread everywhere. Sometimes the easiest way to get these little ones is just come in here with your seam ripper and snag them. You just have to be careful that you don't cut your actual basket. Once you've trimmed all your threads, you have this nice, cute little basket, nice and sturdy, that you can put all sorts of things in, depending on what you want to use it for.